YouTube. Hi, my name is VidHead85. I'm pretty sure Barack Obama would approve this message. I am simply a Buffalonian, and I have followed the last 2 years with almost painstaking detail, just about as much as I possibly could, and I have no doubt that prong 1, 2, and 3 of the GOP's plan, that they are going to give it everything they have to make President Obama a Jimmy Carter. However, President Obama and former President Jimmy Carter have a lot of things in common. They're both visionary. They both changed a great many things which their opponent seeks to undo. Jimmy Carter was defeated in the 1980 presidential, I think it was Walter Mondale who ran. But either way, Jimmy Carter was a one-term president who still resonates with people today. Jimmy Carter also called for universal health care. And after 60+ years, after President Truman suggested universal health care as they were blueprinting it for Europe in the aftermath of World War II, the Marshall Plan, Congress, or big business lobbied Congress to reject universal health care. And guess what happened? Private insurers sprung up like nobody's business. And today they are billions of dollars, billion plus in industry, and they don't cover shihaha. The Affordable Health Care Act should help with that. President Obama and Jimmy Carter also have another thing in common. They are simple men who enjoy simple things. And they did not make decisions lightly, because they understand that being the president is not just an executive order away from whatever they want. President Bill Clinton also has a lot in common with President Obama and Jimmy Carter. They all sought to work with the Congress that they had. But unlike Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton, President Obama is dealing with prong 1, obstructing the American economy, sabotaging it, and bearing the blame in the next election. That's prong 1. Simply, Mitch McConnell, the Senate minority leader, said that the one most important thing in the next 2 years, the most important thing, is President Obama being a one-term president. He did not say jobs. He did not say getting more jobs here, good paying jobs that you can live off of and support a family on. It is all about smearing Obama and blaming him when the policies do not work, because they're not passing his policies. When we see Obama say that if you are a successful business, you did not build that on your own, and then we see individuals say that we built it, I cannot help but think they should say the national deficit after the we built it part. Government loans, government subsidies, all that built their business. And President Obama believes that if you work hard, you can build it. That if you work hard and you play by the rules, you should not suffer an unfair advantage. That is why I am voting President Barack Obama to re-elect him for a second term, and a Congress that will work with him and will not obstruct his policies. He has done so much so far, creating a $10,000 tax credit over 4 years so that people will save money on sending their kids to college. He also created programs in the interim while health care is to be implemented that saved a woman who originally hated the fact that Affordable Care Act was passed, changed her registration to independent, and later on lost her job and had to decide between medicine and a roof over her head, her mortgage. Later she said, if it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone. President Barack Obama is the American dream. Presidential hopeful Mitt Romney wants to destroy that dream for you. Paul Ryan and Mitt Romney got by on their parents' wealth, and they want to shut the door behind you so that you cannot make that kind of wealth at all. But once you have that wealth, you should keep it all and take as much money out of the federal budget as possible while being dependent on that federal budget for tax breaks. They are for, Romney Ryan is for simply allowing rich men to play in the gray areas and be rewarded. But I would be faced, and I have been faced with a tax bill that I cannot afford to pay easily. Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan are the wrong candidates for the middle class. The middle class cannot go on any longer on the trickle-down policies that the Republicans have sold the radical right and business coddling Republicans. The only thing that has trickled down is piss. Because they pissed on you and I, and now we are pissed off. 2012, 2014. First, we need to re-elect President Obama. In 2014, we must come back and vote for a House that will work with our president to get America working, that will penalize companies from sending jobs overseas, and hopefully insurance reform will definitely be on the menu, as well as education reform, so that individuals can go to a good school, get a good job, and retire as they should. I am hopeful that the second term will see much greater growth without an obstructionist Congress in the way. Radical Republicans must go. The Tea Party has to go. With those 63 seats that they gained in the 2010 elections, I have not seen one single thing that gives the middle class a break, unless it was instituted by either a court order or an executive order. President Barack Obama wants to do much more than govern by executive order, but unfortunately, with this Congress of no, with this House of no, he is forced to bypass them. Just think about it. If I'm on a road and I break it up, and I stop every single truck that is trying to fix that road, they will remove me. Remove this House and keep the Congress and keep the Senate Democrat. Because if they take control of the House and the Senate, we are in trouble. We must not let them, the radical red, take this country. If we do, the American dream will not be on life support. It will be very close to dead. I'm not Barack Obama, but I'm sure he would approve this message.